Ooh, welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Jake C. Young, and he played Joe, and he's going to be playing Joe in the upcoming The Manko film, as well as Julian in the upcoming Reunion from Hell 2. Hey, Jake, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I'm so glad to have you on. I know you were, I saw you were part of Reunion from Hell 2. Hayden's a good friend of mine. I reached out. I'm like, is it okay if I have Jake on so he can promote the film? She's like, absolutely. I would love that. And I'm like, absolutely. So here we are.
Sweet.
Awesome. So the first question I got for you is, how did you get your start into acting and filmmaking?
Oh man. So yeah, that's a real question. So I've kind of always just been into acting and filmmaking, especially as a kid, man. And then I really started getting into it, and I started making my own films. I started directing. Really started from the independent area. Then I started getting more involved in bigger budget productions. I kind of met up with a few friends, started my own independent film company, and we've really taken off. And
Nice.
I just kind of went from there. A lot of people have seen a lot of my stuff I've done, and I really enjoy what I do. So yeah, I just kind of got into the industry because I really enjoyed acting. I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy directing film and making it come to life. It's just sort of what I do. So
Nice.
yeah, that's my story.
Awesome. So I guess to put you a little bit on the hot seat, out of the three, acting, writing, and directing, which do you prefer?
Oh wow. So that's a those are all very, very different jobs.
Mhm.
So when it comes to acting, you have to become that person's character. But whenever you're being the one who's directing and you're also directing something that you've wrote, that's kind of a hard challenge because you're not only trying to convey that character, which in a way that's kind of good too, because you really know what you want. But whenever you're trying to become that character of something you're directing, you have a lot of standards to live up to. So I've kind of been in all three chairs, but honestly, it works. And I think if I had to choose one out of all of them, uh, man,
Tough.
yeah, it is. I would probably say, directing because I like to see film. I like to see it come to life, but it's a hard line between it because I do enjoy it and I do enjoy writing my own teleplays and screenplays. So yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
direct.
Awesome. Sounds good. So how did you happen to get involved with Reunion from Hell 2?
So Reunion from Hell 2. So I have a friend who had worked on the first one. I had seen the first one. I was kind of interested in it. I had a bunch of mutual friends and acquaintances who had been working on Reunion and who had kind of been back and forth. So then, the next thing I know, I find myself contacted with Hayden, who's the director, and we got talking, and he's like, got an open role here, and I was like, oh, this could be fun. And then I got a few friends who were in it, and I knew a lot of people I didn't know, and I seen Lisa Wilcox was in it, and Mark Patton, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I was like, you know what, yeah, let's go for it. I've not done an acting project in a little bit, so this might be fun. So I just kind of went down there, and I was there for I think like right at 6 days on set, and we had a lot of fun and had a lot of productive shoots. I can't give away too much about a movie because I'm under more copyright laws and you can shake a stick at, but it's
Makes
it is
sense.
what it is. Yeah, but we had a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of really cool people.
Nice.
It was really cool to work with Mark, who's just a legend. Guy is absolutely hilarious. Danny Hassel. Danny, he is so laid back. He's super cool. and yeah, Lisa as well. So I mean, it was really cool to get to work with everyone.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was in the film. I don't know if you heard, and I had to drop the project because of COVID and everything like that. And that's one thing I was really bummed about, was working with Lisa, because I was gonna have some major scenes with her, and I was so upset about that. I was so sad because I wanted to work with her for a while, and I heard like a lot of my friends that are in the indie scene have worked with her and had nothing but amazing things to say about her. And I've interviewed her as well, and such an amazing person. So for those that are watching this that are unaware of what Reunion from Hell 2 is all about, can you let us know?
Yeah, so Reunion from Hell is a follow up to the first Reunion from Hell. This is the sequel. I got the role of playing as Julian in the film. He's kind of an unbeknownst character. He's kind of a new face to the saga. Reunion from Hell picks up. I want to say, I think it's a year or 2 years directly after the first one. It picks up with Riley, who's the main character, and it's Christmas time, and he's dealing with everything that happened from the first film, and he's also dealing with some very new pressures that I think everyone's really going to love, and introduce some fan favorite characters. And then things begin to start taking some real twists and turns, and we got some returning characters such as James Stokes. He plays Mike. He's got a large role in this one. And of course, Lisa Wilcox, she takes the place of Katz Caldwell as Laurel. And we get introduced to Riley's family, and we get to really see an insight to the character, and really start to see some things that really make him who he is, and really a great follow-up to the first film. So if you like the first one, you're definitely going to love the second one.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see the second one as well. So you mentioned you briefly that you played Julian. So can you give us a little bit of a background of who he is, for as much as I guess you could tell?
So Julian, there's really not a lot of background to the guy, because he is such a mysterious character. He just really shows up sort of out of nowhere. He shows up just sort of trying to almost taunt Riley. Riley doesn't trust him for good reason. But we find that Julian, he's actually not such a bad guy after all. He's actually kind of cool. And we actually have a little surprise with the character in the film. So if you guys want to stay tuned, stay tuned all the way to watch the entire flick, and I think you're really going to be surprised. Like I said, I was very fortunate to get to play this role and get to work with some of these people, and really glad I did. And Julian is he's a really great character. At first I was considered for the role of Wes in the story. But then after getting to Julian, they're like, oh man, this guy is just such a smart ass. He would be a great Julian. So I was like, okay. In my
Awesome.
Yeah. So it actually just kind of worked out. And, I really love the character. And I think everybody who brings so much chemistry to this is really going to make this film great. So I think you guys are going to love the character Julian. Well, I hope you love him as much as I did. So
Absolutely. So what was the best part about filming Rooney from Hell 2, and what was the worst?
Oh, wow. So the best part, wow, it's really hard to just pick one best part, because you get to interact with so many different people. And the cool thing about having so many different people is I get to meet all these people that I never even knew existed, and you find out it's a really small world. I got to meet Sam and Jonna. Sam's the DP and co-director with Hayden, and I got to meet Travis Robinson, who was fantastic whenever it came to practical effects and special effects makeup. Really, really cool. So my favorite part was probably getting to work with all these people, getting to meet Mark Patton, who you never stop laughing around, because the dude he brings light to every situation. Danny Castle is like, talking to your uncle, because he's just so cool and laid back. The worst part, I would probably say, so being where we were, to get up to where we were actually shooting at, we had rented off a private space. Well, I guess I shouldn't say we, because I had nothing to do with it, but they rented off a private space way up in the mountains so we could shoot. We were shooting up in the mountains with this cabin. It's like way out in the middle of nowhere. The worst part was probably trying to find the place. So when I first get there, I'm driving and I arrive and I get to the sign and it says your GPS is wrong. Turn around. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And then, so, like, you know what? I don't know what it's talking about. So I keep driving on up and, I'm looking at my GPS and it says, you have reached your destination. I was like, oh yeah. It said, your destination is just across the mountain.
Ooh.
I was like, what am I supposed to do? Just jump over the, and so I look and it's like, it's like right there. But then I had to go all the way back down and around and it took me to like a trailer park. And then I went to the wrong spot. So that was probably the worst part. And the road was like really terrible trying to get up there. But it was really great for filming because we were so isolated and away from everything. It was beautiful to see up there. But that was probably the worst part, was trying to just figure it out and trying to get up there because everyone else had like drove their trucks and stuff like that. And here I come in like this 2-door sports car. And it's just like why did I do this? But yeah, once I got up there, everything was great. And it was a blast to do this whole film. And, you walk away with some really cool stories too.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Was it Darren Lee Cup? It might have been that I interviewed that said about the sign with the GPS, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what made them want to build a cabin in this like very isolated area? I'm guessing for horror movies to be filmed there at this point.
I assume, yeah, that's kind of where I was at. So, I got a friend of mine, Kenny Scott Guffey. I don't know if you're familiar with him. But he's a really good friend of mine. We actually are working on a new project that's coming up soon, and a lot of people will probably be interested in this. We're actually doing a reboot/remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Nice.
And so he was kind of talking to me. He's like, maybe we should do something like that when it comes to filming. And I was like,
oh my goodness. How did you happen to find the cabin? Like, with your GPS obviously is wrong.
So I had actually 2 GPSs. I had one on my phone and I had the hard copy one.
Okay.
And we were driving around and I like to never found it. And, it was just kind of like by pure luck, I stumbled on it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I know it wasn't Darren Lee Cup that mentioned this, but I interviewed somebody else from the movie and they even said that they took an Uber to there and they were with their Uber driver 45 minutes or so, like going finding this.
So that could have only been Mark Katz, who
Mike Katz. Yep, that was him. Yep.
So who plays a very great role in the film, and he was a really cool guy to be around. So I've got a funny story about him on set. So we're at lunch break. We were filming because we actually had to sleep during the day because we had so many night shoots.
Yeah.
So everybody's schedules were like so off. So we were eating lunch. I think it was like I want to say like 3-ish, maybe. I can't remember what day it was. I do remember it was daytime because we were trying to rotate sleep schedules. We were rotating them out to do the night shoot. So we're sitting at lunch and I come up to Mike and we're talking and Mike will probably kill me for saying this, but I don't care because it's a hilarious story. And I love Mike.
Right to him as well.
So, so Mark Patton is he's getting up and he's coming downstairs. And if you know anything about Mark Patton, when I first met him, he's like wearing the sweater. He's like, this is my cashmere sweater and all this. So he comes down and I'm just expecting that. And the next thing I see, he actually comes down the stairs from his room where he's staying. And he comes into the greeting area in the kitchen. And like, there's this old man and he's like, so he's got tats all over him and everything. And I was like, what? Who is this guy? And he's like, he's like, I got a tattoo for every character I've ever played, which is super cool. I mean, the guy is he's nothing like anything you've ever met. And he's just a really cool guy. So we're standing there and Mike is, he's creating a sandwich and he's eating a sandwich and Mark Patton walks over to him. And he's like, oh, that looks good. He's like, so what are you eating? And Mike kind of looks up at him and goes, a sandwich. So Mark Patton looks at him. He goes, no shit, you don't say. You're going to go far in the film world, he said. He's like, I kind of meant what's on the sandwich, you know, not just a sandwich. And he's like, oh, ham, and I think some mustard. And I was like, Mike, you're killing me, man. But I laughed so hard at that. But Mike was great, and I loved working with him. I hope I get to work with him again. And everyone there was great, but Mark Patton was just hilarious to be around all the time.
Awesome. So I'm gonna send Mike a voice message when this is over and everything, while this is all exporting and all that. And I'm gonna say, hey, Mike. So did you happen to have any sandwiches lately? And if so, what was on it?
Yeah. Just send Mike a message. Say, hey, Mike, are you eating anything? ... Don't tell me a sandwich.
Yes. Yes, there you go. Perfect. So the last question,
that down.
Yes, absolutely. So the last question I got for you regarding Rooney from Hell is basically about our, the director, Hayden Newman. How was he as a director?
Oh, Hayden's great. Hayden was under a lot of stress during this, which is totally understandable because, as a director myself, I've kind of been there, done that, but Hayden's awesome. Definitely Sam Hodge was awesome to have on set. He was Hayden's co-director. He was amazing as well. They both, I think between the both of them, made a fantastic team and some of the greatest independent directors I've ever got to work with. Awesome. And they're definitely both really great. And I think everyone will see that whenever they go watch this final cut of the film, which I've not even got to see yet. And I am super excited to see because it's going to be fantastic.
That's really exciting. So there's another movie coming out that you're involved with, the Manco film, and you're going to be playing a character named Joe in that. So I guess the first question I have is, what is the Manco film? What is this about? And can you tell us a little bit about Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the Manco, the word Manco actually directly translates from Spanish into a man who walks blindly with money in his pocket. So that basically gives you the whole plot of the story right there. Joe is kind of a gun for hire. He's kind of like this lone shark. It's a neo-Western. If you've ever seen anything kind of like Yellowstone, it's going to lean more towards that. It's a neo-Western, and I played the lead role of Joe in the film. Joe is this very Clint Eastwood type character, and that's for another time. But yeah, just,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, he's this very type character, but he's hired by his boss named Red to go find his missing daughter. Apparently, she goes out and she goes missing, and so he's hired to bring her back, which it leads to a really long journey, and just like every twist and turn, you're like, who is who? It's a real nail biter, a real suspense film. Right. So it's definitely shaping up to be amazing. And we actually have a direct link to our Indiegogo for people who want to be involved in this project, because we really want to get a lot of independents involved. And we're trying to we're actually trying to reach out to cast some star talent on this. We're actually going to see if we can we've been in talks with Eric Roberts' manager. We've also been in talk with Costas Mandalore. We've been in talk with quite a few people, like Marshall Teague and people, the guy from Roadhouse, when the sways like pulls his throat out. But so we've been in talk. Nothing's actually established. But for anybody who wants to be involved in this, we're doing an open call for people who just want to be involved as a producer or anything on the project. I think this is going to be a fantastic film, and I think a lot of other people are really, really, really going to love this, which I think is just it's amazing, because I've always wanted to do sort of a Western style film for options, but I've always just kind of felt drawn to that, and now that I'm getting to do something like this, I think it's going to be something that it's not like your typical film. This is going to have a very art house type of film.
Awesome, and I'm excited. And if anybody that that you work with, either of course indie actors and filmmakers, as well as bigger name talent, if you want to promote the project, just throw them my way. I'll be more than happy to have them on the show.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. And I've got another film I'm actually working on. I can't actually tell you who all's involved in it just yet, and I can't actually tell you a whole lot about it, but it's a real suspense thriller. and it's had some potential show from even some buzz around maybe the Netflix area. So
Oh, nice.
we'll see what happens there.
Exciting.
Can't get a lot of it, but when it comes out, I'll totally hit you up. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, we've actually got a lot going on right now. I'm
exciting.
definitely staying busy and hoping to do more. So
That's
yeah,
really
man, that's
exciting. And before I get to the last question, one more thing about the Manco film, you did mention the Indiegogo campaign. So where can, like, is there any specific social media pages or anything like that that they can go to if they want, if like the viewers would like to donate to the Indiegogo? Like, you know, what can they get? Like, what kind of perks?
Oh yeah, for sure. So we offer perks as all the way up to being a producer on the film. So you can have your name actually listed on like all these really cool people. You can get a Blu-ray copy, everything from tickets to the premiere to hanging out on cast to even having like a walk-on like extra role in the film. I mean, how cool is that to actually get to be on stuff like that? Because when I first started in this industry, they had nothing like that, and
Right?
I would love to have got a foot in the door like that,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Um, but yeah, you can totally go to the Manco page on Facebook, or you can look up my direct stuff. I've got links to it everywhere, or you can just go to Indiegogo, search the Manco. We've got a video on there from our CEO at Holly Tucky, Regime Gross, and he actually plays a role in the film. And he was actually he breaks down all the perks. He talks a lot about stuff like this. A lot of really cool stuff there, guys. Especially if anybody ever just wants to be involved in the flick.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be worth it. And, we've already got contracts in place. This thing's totally probably going to hit Redbox. A lot of big stuff. So yeah. And if anybody ever, can get a chance to donate to that and even get a ticket to the premiere, I would love to meet you. Because if anybody knows me, I love to meet new people. I'm really down to earth, and I just think it's an awesome thing, to be involved in film, be involved and see so many other talented people I get to work with on a daily. I love it, man, for sure. So yeah, if anybody, if you got the chance, go check out our Indiegogo for sure.
Absolutely. And if you don't have the funds to even donate, still help them out by sharing it, because that doesn't cost anything. And your one share could lead to multiple donations.
Yeah, share, like, I mean, just post it everywhere,
Yeah.
because it's a network, man. But so if you guys share basically our page, if you don't have anything you can put on there, yeah, just share the page, because that helps us out more than and we are so appreciative to everyone who pitches into this, and it means more to us than you can actually know. Even just a like or share or a comment on there, yeah, feel free, comment, thumbs up. We love encouraging comments because it keeps us going. And we wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for people who give to our Indiegogo and who go watch our films. So we really try to we want to give back to those people, because without them we're nothing. So definitely a huge thank you to people who support the industry and the work.
Absolutely. And the last question I got for you, I know you mentioned, we obviously talked about Rooney from Health 2 and the Manco film, and I know you briefly mentioned the other one that you can't really get much into, but is there any other projects that you do have in the works, or anything that you would like to promote, social media, websites, anything at all to the listening and viewing audience?
Yeah, for sure. So as I referred, we've got a Night of the Living Dead remake coming up. You can check out any of my stuff on my direct company. We're Holly Tucky Films. We've got a lot of stuff going on. You can check out our future projects and stuff like that. I've got films coming out to Walmart. So if you're ever just, surfing the web on walmart.com or in store, check a few of those out. I got one called Screecher coming out. It's a sci-fi horror flick. It's really great. Stars former pro wrestler Bill Dundee. He's the guy that trains Stone Cold Austin. So it's really cool to work with him. But yeah, any of my stuff, I mean, for real, check out on IMDb. I've got stuff, everything from projects that I've just been cast in with LOIs, like a Great Gatsby remake. I've got cast in that. So I mean, I've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, but I am super supportive. So if anyone wants to ever check out anything I have, directly go to my page or check me out on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Jake C. Young _official. Yeah, just go on there and check me out. That's my handle. And yeah, follow me and keep up with all my latest stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much, Jake, for taking time out of your day to, join me here for the interview.
Hey, not a problem, Scotty, man. And for sure, if you ever want to do another one, just hit me up, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great talking with you. You've been a great host.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day.
Hey, I'm going to do my very best. And to
Alrighty.
everyone watching, take it easy, guys. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. Bye.